Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Friday, July 18th, 2014. Okay, yesterday, kind of a crazy day. From an announcement perspective, housing starts disappointed, but the rest of them, especially the Philly Fed survey, really, that one kind of looked good if you ask me. Jobless claims came in a little bit lower than they expected, which was a nice positive surprise, although it wasn't astronomical. There's still 300,000 people losing their job every week. Anyway, for today we have consumer sentiment at 9:55. And that's about it. So it's sort of a quiet day. Sort of. All right, we have this horrible news out of the war over there in the Crimea area. And my prayers go out to all those who may know of somebody involved in this. So let's take a look over in Asia. We're kind of mixed, which is a surprise. You would think it would be all red. And in Europe, we are all red, which I guess is not a surprise based on the news and the possibility that there may be some reaction to this. Hopefully it's not knee-jerk. And then of course, there's what's going on over in Israel with that situation. So there's a little trouble in the world. We got border problems here in the U.S. and enough said about that. Let's just trade. All right, that's what we're going to do today, is do some trading. Okay, the futures here, flat. I call this flat. I can't really determine any sort of direction here. Gold made a huge move yesterday up, and now it's pulled back already $7, over $7 overnight, and oil's at 102.48 up. It's creeping back up after actually dipping below 100. Okay, yesterday I did a couple of oddball trades. So let me explain this. First off was SPX. It's a counter trend trade. So in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock or so, I came in. I looked at what was happening here with the stochastic, but especially what was happening with the MACD. Yes, we are in a very much of a bullish trend here. That cannot be denied. But I wanted to do a counter trend trade, and I was looking to see, with an expiration of next week, where I could get a short strike with a decent credit. So I actually saw this $1.05 here at the 1990 level, and that was the midpoint. And don't always get the midpoint on the cash indexes. So I thought I'd throw the order in anyway, and actually got it. So I figured here we're above our high. The high was, when was that? Actually 2 weeks ago on a Friday. Momentary high. Well, that might be the close too. And you can get that information here by, let's see here, I thought you could get bar information, but I guess not. So I picked that. And of course, it spent the rest of this time, it was actually on this candle here, right around here, and it spent the rest of the afternoon up to the close, sinking even lower. So it made me look like a genius, but this is like sometimes you can do these counter trend trades. You have a lower high. We're looking for a lower low. Don't know if we'll get it today or not, but we may be seeing a trend reversal here. And then the other trade was I was just looking around, going through the A plus list and looking at the charts around 3 o'clock. Celgene caught my eye. So what I did, I've been racking my brain on what really is the right type of earnings play to do. So here we have lower high, and now we have put in a lower low. So on this candle here, actually right at the top of it, lucked out from that perspective. I just bought a long put. It was at the money at the time. The put is at 84, so you can see it was right here at the money put. So here's what I am thinking. Alright, so their earnings are next Thursday. What I'm hoping for is two things. One, that of course price continues to move down. It's only like a $400 bet here. I paid about two of them, two different accounts, and it was $198 a piece. So it's a $400 bet that I'm placing on Celgene. That A, it's going to move down, and B, their earnings are going to disappoint, no matter what they are. Even if they're good earnings, they're going to disappoint. But the question is, am I going to hold into earnings? That is the question. But take a look at the chart. Yesterday, the IV percentile was in the upper 50s. Now we're looking at 61. So it's climbing. What happens when IV climbs? Well, when you have a long position, it becomes more valuable. When you have a short position, it also becomes more valuable, but you don't really want the value of a short position to increase. You want it to decrease, so that when you buy it back, you can buy it back for less than you sold it for. So we're looking for an increase in implied volatility here. We're only at 41%. I'm hoping that it climbs. So earnings is here on Thursday the 24th. So we have a little time to hold this. We will have some price action today. We'll have an increase in volatility, I'm sure. And during the week, next week, hopefully price will continue to drop. Doesn't have to drop a whole heck of a lot, because one of the things that I'm counting on is an IV increase. So let's see what would happen if it does. So we click on the little wrench here, and we can just, the easiest thing to do here is just to adjust the IV. So we double click it and we'll type 10 in there. So right now we're at $76.63, it says here, right? So if we increase the volatility 10 points, in other words, it would go from 41 to 51. What does that do? Wow, that's like $174 without price moving at all. So that's a good bet. That's almost 100% profit. Okay, so on our risk, is 51 a lot? Well, if 35 overall is an IV percentile of 60, as it says up here, what do you think an IV percentile of 80 or 90 might be from an IV perspective? I don't know. We'll click on reset parameters here and go back to where we were. It may not go above 41 much. I mean, 10 points may be a lot and it may be a stretch. But if price keeps moving down, We'll put our 10 back in there again. Hit the enter key. And then we'll just kind of drag this price down here. Let's say it loses, we're at what, 83. Let's say it drops to 80. Well, now we're at $555. Can it drop to 80? 80 is only down here. It can make that move in a couple of days. Will it? I don't know. It might just turn around right here and hit march right on back up. Trigger my old alert that I haven't removed yet. I could drag this alert down, but you know, I'm just gonna probably kind of hang in there and sit this one out. Let's see here. Is there any activity overnight so far? Load style. We want the 30-minute one. And let's back out. After hours last night, it didn't do very good. I mean, there's no like move back up. So it actually dropped a tad more. So this may be a good play or not, but in my opinion, for an earnings play, I've tried calendars, I've tried credit spreads. You saw what actually got out of Chipotle yesterday and took a big hit on that, a couple $100 because of that, because of increasing IV and just destroying my short put, because I think where are we here on Chipotle? Let's just take a quick look. Yeah. So I got out of this yesterday and actually was losing money because IV was, oh man, I don't believe you. Where's the ignore thing? Let's continue. You're going to give me a problem, aren't you? I hope this doesn't continue. All right, hang on. All right, sorry about that. Here we are with Celgene. We were looking at Chipotle, but I think we looked enough at Chipotle. So, because of the increase in IV, that is why I think you want to be net, at least net long. But even, I did take a look at debit spreads yesterday, and when IV increases, they also lose value, although not at as great a rate as credit spread. I had a little senior moment there. Okay, so this is where we're at from a earnings play perspective. And I already went over my SPX, and I told you that I sold Chipotle, so now we can jump right into the scan for today. Probably not much going on there, so we'll try to quickly run through this. Too much padding on this one. I'm going to fix this one. This weekly chart. Too many, never mind, I'll do it later. Okay, so on Apple, we actually have a pretty nice setup. I'm not so sure that it's going to hook down here, but we do have a setup on Apple. And that's our due diligence, where we have to follow the rules. We have a little, we bent over here on the 20, but the 50 is still moving up, and we're up across the board over here. So we have to, we're just following the rules, but you know what I say about Fridays. I don't like to trade Fridays, especially on 50 deltas. And that's what this would be. So let's move this over. Okay. Amazon. Alright, we're setting up here, but we have earnings next week, so I'm not exactly sure what might be happening out there. We'll just probably take a pass on it. Baidu. Pretty much same thing. We are in setup territory here on Baidu. And for setups, we usually look at them in the afternoon to see what they look like, and that's why I don't like doing 50 deltas, because now you have to sit on this thing over the weekend, and in the world today, who knows what might happen over a weekend. Plus we have earnings next week. Celgene, we talked about that one, but just one more thing. I was just kind of thinking that, based on their news, I kind of looked at their news over here too, that I think at least for the next couple of days, trading days, that it's just going to be heading into the toilet. So we're just going to book that one. I probably won't put it on my profit and loss thing because it's not really a CSSV2 trade. It's just an earnings trade. So that's the one I took. But nothing else going on there. We are actually, rule-wise, we are in setup. So we have to record it as a setup. So at a glance you would think I was nuts because I'm betting that this is going to go down, but we have a setup for a bullish trade. So yeah, you just never know, right? Just never know. Chipotle, pretty much the same picture, really. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of this around. The same pattern, Apple, Chipotle, just about everybody. The last 3 or 4 days have just been a move down with consolidation or highs or, whatever, double tops, lower highs. Just seeing a lot of it. This is kind of a lower high over here on the weekly. So that kind of tells you something there too, I think. But we're in an uptrend, and it is setting up here. So I have to put it down as a setup. But they have earnings Monday, so not touching that one. Okay, Costco failed us here. Failed us badly. Huge gap down here. Very weak looking right now. Costco is double top. Rather significant, I would say. I have to take a look at Costco because I think this is a little bit too late to do something else on this. Let's see. Collected 20, paid 44 to get it back. That was a loser last week. This could be... I have to take a look at Costco maybe today. I'm just going to make a note of it. See if there's something that we can do. Maybe take advantage of some theta over the weekend. Let's take a look at the Dow. A nice move down, but it's just kind of a march up here. Definitely marching up. The big guys are doing well. Not yesterday though, but we'll see how they do today. And gold, we were looking at something possibly yesterday, and we got a really nice hook on it. I never did do anything about it. I'm not going to jump on it today based on the futures. So it's a miss, and I'll take a pass. Google. We're moving down here. We are in setup territory. Almost on Google. Their earnings were last night. Oh, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what happened. 30-minute. Dirty me nut. Oh, where are they? I don't even see them here. Well, I'm way far out here. Alright, well, nice pop up, gapped up. Now they're down here. Looks like they may open right around here. And how did they do? Well, they beat, and they beat, and they beat, and they beat. They're making so much money there. Oodles of money at Google. But they're definitely going to be gapping up this morning. So let's go back to our 78-minute. Where are you? 78-minute. All right. Okay, so we said they're going to be probably gapping up here today. Well, congratulations, Google. So what would we do on this? I don't know, maybe a 20 delta. I'm going to write it down just so I go and look at it. Alright, LinkedIn, my little golden child here for this year, my star, I apologize for these yahoos. Alright, let's see if we can get through this. Yeah, this is where we are with Celgene. And actually, technically speaking, it's in a setup. So we will record it as such. Now, I believe we were further than Celgene. We were going to look at LinkedIn, if I remember right. Let's move along here. Okay, LinkedIn. Not seeing anything here right now. Didn't quite get up even to 70 here. So I'm just going to stay away for right now. Probably could do a bear call, but at 20 delta, but not thinking about it. Okay, we have a setup for 20 delta here for NDX. Netflix, we're almost done. Hopefully you can get through without a crash. Netflix, earnings, yeah. Earnings are Monday. There's really no time to do anything. I'm not even going to waste any time on it today. Pick a direction. I don't want to pick a direction. Priceline, we're thinking of iron condor type stuff here. So right now we're looking at a 20 delta on the bull put side. So for all the 50 delta setups, I'm probably going to take a pass on them for today, but I will take a look at the 20 deltas. Okay, this Russell trade here would have expired today, so I'll just take this off. Would have worked out very well. Thank you very much. We are in a downtrend. I'm confirming that this is a downtrend. I believe that this 50 is going to roll over soon. And so now we're looking up here. Make you yeller. And there we go. 50 delta. SPX. This is our counter trend position here. And we're moving in here for a possible setup as well. So I'm going to put them down for a 20 delta bull put setup. Only a couple more to go. Don't crash, don't crash. Alright, Tesla, we are in possibly a new downtrend, but it's definitely consolidating, lower high. We now have a lower low. We're looking like we want to spend some time in the basement, so I'm changing this from bullish to bearish. And last, but always not least, you know, is Visa. We're almost in a setup on Visa. Could be a 20 delta, but ain't touching it with earnings next week. All right, kind of a long one for Friday, but we did a couple of extra things here in the earnings play and the counter trend trade. So I really hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Have a great day and happy trading.